The Texas trio is back, and Texas, the issue is hot state prisons. Greg, there are about 128,000 people in the state prison system right now. 14 units in Texas don't have AC, 55 partial climate control. A recent report estimates it'll cost about $1 billion to put in some type of air conditioning system everywhere. Is that a hard sell in Houston?
You know, Rudy, I really don't think folks in this town are opposed to climate control and the Texas clink. While most folks are absolutely against transforming prison units into comfy extended stay hotels, they totally get the practical side of this request. Even under optimal conditions, incarcerating people with a propensity for violence at extremely close quarters is challenging. But when you subject both inmates and prison guards to miserable, unrelenting heat, it's not difficult to see how conditions can get volatile really fast. So even those who have little empathy for inmates see the pragmatism of preserving safety for corrections officers performing a very tough job for very modest pay.
Stephen, TDCJ has made some upgrades recently, claiming AC has been provided to 9,400 beds since 2018, but the state Senate during the regular session failed to move that House bill that allocated $500 million to do more work, which is why my word was half-baked. A few years ago, I'd say the lieutenant governor sidesteps this decision with ease, but are lawmakers up in North Texas giving him a free pass now?
I don't think anyone's giving a free pass. I think it's just getting maybe overlooked by some other pressing issues. The reason why I said this is preventable, the last time I checked, we live in the United States, regardless if someone is an inmate or not, having basic AC and plus 100 temperatures like we've been having consistently this summer and past summers just sounds like a normal thing to do, and you're subjecting your prison guards and workers to the same inhumane conditions. So I don't understand why this hasn't been addressed. I don't know if a free pass is being given, but it certainly can be easily handled.
Yeah, it certainly sounds like that they dropped the ball on the Senate side. Greg, Houston Democrat John Whitmire, speaking about the Senate, is a tough-on-crime politician. He's pushed major criminal reform plans while in the Senate. Now, he's leaving the Senate to run for the mayor of Houston. Does this issue follow him in that campaign?
Good question. My guess is not really. You have to remember the city of Houston just endured one of the worst violent crime waves in its modern history. I'd say most voters here are far more focused on keeping convicted predators locked up than they are improving conditions for serial lawbreakers during their incarceration. Now, that said, I don't see how anyone can pin lack of air conditioning on Chairman Whitmire, a Democrat, when Republicans have controlled the state budget for the past quarter century, and just this session had a surplus of $33 billion to draw on.
This is for both of you. The governor has some discretionary money available. Does he use that for a quick fix? Does he call a special session, or does he just ignore it? Greg, what do you think?
Rudy, I think the practical course is using discretionary cash in an emergency response to a weather-related crisis, if anything, to preserve the health and safety of prison staff and inmates, and hopefully preempt potential unrest that could easily spiral out of control. I don't need to remind you guys, we haven't even hit August yet.
Yeah, I don't think there will be a special session. Definitely, they're not going to do that. Now, can the governor use discretionary funds? Sure, but he could have did that before the session. He could have did that last year. This is an ongoing issue, so I personally don't see anything changing.
I don't know. The pressure is going to get up hot and high as the summer moves on. We'll have to wait and see on this one. To see this interview or any of our past interviews, go to our YouTube pages.
And keep the conversation going by interacting with us on social media.
The Texas trio will be back next week with Senator John Cornyn, who says thousands of migrant children are missing and the Biden administration isn't doing near enough to find them. In the meantime, don't forget to let us know what you think the issue is.